We're finally here, the 50th issue of IDW Sonic the Hedgehog. And after a desperate attempt by Bell to find a way to produce a signal that would make it so that all badniks stopped obeying Eggman, Bell soon found herself under hypnotic control. Sonic and Tails pursued it, managing to get Bell out of it. But a nearby Eggman City seems to be emitting the signal. Meanwhile, in Imposter Syndrome, Dr. Starline has created two modified beings with great power to usurp the roles of Sonic and Tails, while Starline usurps Eggman's position, showing him how villainy should really be done. Starline has managed to take control out from underneath Eggman, but will Eggman take it lying down? And will Sonic and Tails manage to overcome these imposters? Join me as I find out in this spectacular new issue, won't you? Alright, Sonic the Hedgehog by IDW, issue number 50. Nice little cover of our glitch trio. Story by Ian Flynn. Art by Adam Bryce Thomas. That's how you know it's really going to be good. Colors by Matt Herms. Ooh. Heather Brackle. Not familiar with that person. And Reggie Graham. Letters by Sean Lee. Assistant editor Nick Nino. Editors Riley Farmer and David Moritz. Many thanks for the team for this issue. Alright, you see a massive sprawling city off in the distance with badniks heading towards it. Sonic has taken Bell and Tails by the arms and is racing towards the city. Tails questions, why would Eggman make such a big deal about summoning all these badniks? Sonic responds, the guy likes to make a big presentation. Can't fault him for that. Tails isn't so sure, stating, yeah, but doesn't it usually come with some kind of declaration? Eggman does love a good show. Meanwhile, in the city, Sonic turns to Bell and says, not too late to sit this one out, no judgment. Bell states, thank you, but I need to see this through. Meanwhile, in the command center, Starline sits upon Eggman's throne while Cubot fans him, and Orbot monitors the situation, stating, surveillance has identified Sonic, Tails, and Bell on approach, new boss. Starline sneers in triumph. Like clockwork, sends word to Surge and Kit to engage immediately. Finally, after all the plotting, planning, and frustration, my dream is finally coming to fruition, he says with a manic look in his eyes. Yo! Adam Bryce Thomas is going off in this issue. You see Starline just basking in his triumph. My perfectly calibrated doppelgangers will destroy Sonic and Tails. My overwhelming army of badniks will blitz all global resistance, and then I will welcome Dr. Eggman to my side where he belongs. But then a voice calls out to Starline. Excuse me, Doctor. You're in my seat. Starline starts sweating profusely as one of Eggman's boss mechs looms right outside the window. Oh my god, this scene is beautiful. Just the tension, the ominous nature of it. It is so good. And I love Orbot and Cubot just cowering behind Starline Eggman throne. Oof, Adam Bryce Thomas came with his A-game. I don't know, missile? Sword tip? Something just comes crashing through the window directly at Starline. It is just intense looking, like, damn! But Starline manages to dodge out of the way, racing up the mech, stating, superlative entrance, sir. Immaculate. Nevertheless, I'd hoped I'd never come to this. Eggman stating, because you knew I'd destroy you. And as Starline goes from racing up the mech with the speed core to flying above the mech with the flight core to pounding into it with the power core. He says, no, sir, because I didn't want to embarrass you. And as the battle rages on with explosions going off in the command center, Sonic, Tails, and Bell look on in bewilderment. Sonic questions, Eggman is attacking his own city? Tails thinks for a moment. No, I think he's fighting someone. While Belle notices something and says, oh my gears and starters. She looks down the precipice and sees Metal Sonic. That badnik looks like Sonic. Is that Metal Sonic? Sonic is puzzled, stating, yeah, Somebody really messed him up. What's going on today? Not knowing that a couple of imposters tag team the bot, Sonic races down stating, I'm gonna go fix him. I couldn't save Motobug, but I know I can't save every badnik. But I can't abandon a robot in need, she states as she props up Metal Sonic. Sonic tells Belle, I understand, just be careful, he's dangerous. Tails questions, you had me repair him after the whole Neo Metal takeover thing, remember? I feel like this is Ian kind of addressing a lot of the criticisms from some of the fans about the whole letting Metal Sonic go. Sonic tells Tails, that was back when we thought Eggman was done and didn't know about Starline. Plus, you de-weaponized him. Tails explains he still had his metal claws and turbine torso. Sonic tries to explain, my point is, and then you hear a crack-a-boom! And suddenly, with a flash of lightning, Sonic is gone. Tails questions, Sonic, where did you... And suddenly water appendages grab at Tails, taking him away as he cries out, as Belle can only look on, questioning what's happening. But she has her own issues. She's surrounded by several badniks, with her only being able to exclaim, "Aw, Sawdust." Meanwhile, as Tails is restrained, he sees his assailant and questions, what? Who? Meanwhile, Kit, who ominously floats above Tails, says, hello, I am Kitsunami, and you are my target. Tails manages to free himself by rotating his tails and cutting through the water appendages. Tails then tries to peacefully resolve this situation, saying, hold on a second, why am I your target? There has to be a misunderstanding. But Kit, he isn't looking to talk. He states, no misunderstanding. This is entirely by design. It takes approximately 118 milliliters of liquid and 40 seconds to drown. This shouldn't take long, as Kit goes on the attack. Meanwhile, Sonic has been dragged away by Surge, with Sonic only being able to question, who? As Surge races him into a nearby area? Not really sure, like a silo. She comes to a screeching halt, tossing Sonic into some railing. Sonic tries to recover from the impact and questions, I'm sorry, have we met? I'll start. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. Surge looms over Sonic with an intense look in her eyes, stating, oh, I know who you are. It's all I know. And really, that's the problem. I am your fault. Starline, Eggman, sure, they're part of this and they'll get theirs, but it really comes down to you. If you had just taken them out, I wouldn't have been made. Or, if that goes against your precious moral code, you could have just rolled over and quit. But no, you keep on fighting. You keep on giving idiots the freedom to repeat their awful mistake, and it just keeps going on and going and going and going. And the whole world loves you for it. So I'm ending it. All of it. You, the docs, the world. It's what you all deserve. She states with a sinister grin, charging herself up, ready for the battle. Sonic, meanwhile, simply gets up, leans back on the railing a bit, and says, maybe I spoke too fast. Let's try again. Hi, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. And you are? Surge charges up in a rage and says, yeah, okay. I'm Surge the Tenor, and your speed of sound can't compete with my speed of light, as she goes racing towards Sonic. But Sonic is ready for her speed as they proceed to clash within the silo, racing all across it. Sonic repeatedly managing to just narrowly avoid her strike, even managing to clock her a little in the face. Meanwhile, the battle between Starline and Eggman continues on, as Starline has gone missing, while Eggman stalks his prey, stating, I never expected you to be so cunning, Starline, but it's all falling into place for me. The strange raids on my facilities didn't match Zavic's MO, so I looked into how he escaped prison. The warden had some choice words about your involvement. Such brazen viciousness. I was staring bad guys. And we have been leading up to this for a good while. So why are you hiding now, you miserable little scumbag? Meanwhile, Starline hides around the corner thinking to himself, "Don't panic, think, you're so close, this can be salvaged." He must have had a quick escape route built into the command tower, and if I take the height of the tower, the speed with which he could safely escape, the prep time to launch that mech and fly back to the tower, then the hangar must not be too far away, and if he's piloting that old clunker, then he must have more in storage. Ergo. Meanwhile, as Eggman continues to pilot his mech, I'm pretty sure that's the same mech from Sonic Heroes too, the Egg Emperor or something. Eggman questions, "Blast it all, Starline. Don't retreat to fight another day. Have some dignity and stand your ground long enough for me to atomize you." But suddenly a fist erupts from underground that fires upon Eggman, but he manages to shield as another egg mech comes bursting from underground, piloted by Starline, who states, "What a marvelous vintage armor you have." Starline's mech goes in with a rocket punch, just barely missing Eggman's mech, who manages to use its robotic lance to swipe across Starline's chest plate, but it looks to be of no avail. Starline's mech manages to easily hold off Eggman's as Starline tries to reason, "Doctor, please, for once in your life, just stop and listen. My plan will work, and then the world will be ours." But Eggman fires a barrage of missiles on Starline's mech, stating, "I don't share. And if you really understood me, you know I wouldn't settle for less. It's all or nothing, and you are nothing before me," as he swipes his lance at Starline's mech. Meanwhile, Bell has managed to hide out with Metal Sonic, continuing to repair him, stating, "Almost done. I don't know how much longer this hide spot will be safe, especially after I bring you back online. That signal got me and Motobud, and that's no good." That's no good. Unless she looks back at the signal jammer that Tails put on her back and says, "Yeah, I'll act as a router and use the Zeddy Zapper to block the control signal to you." But as she manages to bring Metal Sonic back online, he bares his claws, with Bell frightened and stating, "Oh, you're still a killer robot by default, huh?" But Metal Sonic simply strikes at a Motobug that was lying in wait behind Bell. She questions, "You saved me? Hold on. We're connected. I can access your files. You recognize me as Egg Tech, and looks like your connection to the Eggnet lets you know where to find Dr. Eggman. Well, this is it. I guess I came here for a reason, and I couldn't very well let you get out of my range." So Metal Sonic leads Bell to a nearby elevator. That elevator looks familiar. Yeah, what game do I remember that from? Because it was so weird, because it would like spider crawl its way up and down. Meanwhile, with Tails' battle against Kit, Tails can only manage to just barely avoid Kitsunami's water tendrils, and he states as he avoids them, "I have to admit, yikes, your control is impressive." Kit questions, "You like them?" Tails gives a smile, seeing that maybe he's gotten through to Kit to some degree, and he goes on to state, "Yeah, I haven't seen that kind of tech in a long time, and your gear looks much cooler." Gear like that in a long time. I wonder what he's referring to. Kit is shocked, but he looks away and then looks pained as he says, "It's not mine." But Tails continues to try to talk down Kit, stating, "Even if you didn't make it, you're still operating it. That takes a lot of skill and finesse." But Kit questions, "Why are you being nice to me? I'm trying to destroy you." But Tails continues to try to talk Kit down. "Granted, but what if we could find some common ground instead? Your talents are pretty unique, and I'll bet not everyone appreciates that uniqueness, am I right?" He's trying to relate to Kit. Kit looks away a bit pained. Tails continues, "I know a thing or two about being different. It took a lot of practice to really get a handle on these," gesturing to his tails. "It wasn't easy, and it's thanks to support from my friends. I get the feeling you don't get that kind of help. Would you want to talk about it?" But Kit readies another attack, stating, "I don't need any friends." Tails continues to try to talk Kit down. "That's okay, I'm fine with competitive rivalry. Can we work towards that?" But Kit continues to look pained, holding his head in agony, stating, Don't ask me what I want. She's not here, so I don't know. Tails analyzes the situation. He's vulnerable, but volatile. I've got to handle this carefully. He calls over to Kit. My throat is getting sore from shouting. May I join you? Kit questions. What? Tails continues. Let's call a truce for now, just until we've got the facts sorted out. And Kit finally withdraws his tendrils, stating, I guess you, sure. Tails flies over closer to Kit and gingerly inches towards him, saying, Thank you. First, may I ask what's going on with the badniks? Kit explains, Starline summoned them. He's army. Tails states, Starline? He tried to kidnap me once. I don't know why, but it was probably for something awful. Did he hurt you? Kit, with his head in his hand, says, Yes, repeatedly. Made me forget. Made me happy it ended. The water around Kit starts to bubble. Ugh. Kit has a burst of anger, stating, I hate him! With the water bursting forward, turning into spikes. I don't think it's quite like ice bending. I think it's still water. He's just molded into sharp points. But Tails doesn't react violently towards this. He simply says, I want to stop him too. Can we agree to do that together? Kit questions, You'll help me? Tails says, Sure, that's what heroes do. But with an uneasy smile, Kit says, Then what? Tails tries to explain, Let's take that one step at a time. The most important thing is we stop his plans, right? Kit cradles himself, saying, Yeah, I guess so. Tails, feeling that he got through to Kit, states, Great, then let's find Sonic and, well, that was a bit of the trigger word. Kit explodes in a rage, saying, No! Surge has to destroy Sonic. It's all she wants. I won't let you stop her. A manic glow to Kit's eyes. Looks like the battle's back on. Meanwhile, with said Surge, she continues to clash against Sonic. It becoming very obvious they're evenly matched. Exhausted from the onslaught, Sonic, though, he stretches a little bit, saying, It's been a while since I've tussled like this. I hope you're having fun, too. But this just enrages Surge. Fun? You're not supposed to be having fun. This is a duel to the death. But Sonic, I guess trying to diffuse the tension of the situation, says, Yeah, I've gotten used to those. I've also fought a few folks with the world wronged me, so I'm going to destroy the world shtick. Surge then goes racing around Sonic, stating, It's not a shtick! It's who I am! Sonic simply states, I appreciate that. I really do. He then manages to find where Surge is while she races around, managing to kick her out from under her feet, sending her careening into some debris, where she falls a little ways, with Sonic standing on a mound of trash over her, stating, I don't know your full story, so I can't really judge, but I can't let you hurt anyone. And Surge simply states, So end it, with Sonic stating, Nope, I'd rather give you a chance to rebound. And as Surge gets up, she says, You can't be this naive. With Sonic simply saying, I like to keep it simple. I live for the moment. I want to see the world, find all the thrills and adventures and enjoy them. I want everyone to have the freedom to do that. And I wouldn't get the opportunity if I took you wouldn't get the opportunity if I took that away from you. I've made peace with enough enemies to know there's a better way. So I'm willing to chalk this up to a rocky start. And let us have a do-over, if you will. And Surge states, Just like that? Sonic replies, Just like that. Surge questions, The doctors too? Sonic responds, Even them. It's interesting. Ian's doubling down on the whole Sonic's not gonna take out any of the doctors thing, but, I mean, that's kind of always been Sonic's thing. There have been multiple people who have tried to kill him or take him out or destroy him, and he's always kind of just given them the chance to just continue on with their lives. There's never been a moment in any game where it's been like Sonic's just like, oh, let me imprison them, or I want to outright destroy them. He always has a bit of a I stopped you before, I'll do it again kind of mindset. Like, I'll stop you as many times as it takes until you finally get that you're not gonna achieve your goals. I mean, hell, we even kind of saw that in the opening to Sonic Unleashed, where he stops Eggman, destroys all his machinations, Eggman begs for mercy, Sonic's just like, oh, okay, I hope you finally learned your lesson this time, I'm gonna get out of here. Like, is always what Sonic's done. I don't know if it's something that Ian completely agrees with, but he always tries to keep things in character. Serge states, reinvent myself, yeah? Choose who I want to be? Sonic says, that's the idea. She says, see the world? Yeah? That rejected me? Sonic says, no? What? Serge starts to power up, saying, if I volunteered to work with Starline, I obviously didn't have any good going in my life. I'm pretty sure she didn't volunteer. Oh, she even says, if he kidnapped me, nobody has tried to find me. That's actually a sadly good point. And when you really think about it, it is the two options. Either she volunteered for what Starline was doing, and I mean, what does that say about the life she was living before that she willingly went around along with this? Or she was kidnapped. And I mean, if that was the case, why has no one come looking for her? I mean, Starline could have eliminated them, but I mean, some evidence would have been found of what he did. That's a sad bit of a point she has, though she's mostly just looking for an excuse to lash out, all things considered. And Sonic gives a sigh. Fine, we'll do it your way. And as Serge goes racing towards Sonic with a kit, she says, yeah? Give me that freedom to do as I please? No regrets? Sonic then manages to get the jump on her, saying, nope, none. Kicking her away once again, and then stating, cause I won't let you take that away from anyone else either. You can choose to be a problem, which means you choose to get a whooping from me. The Surge goes racing in, stating, I was built to end you. Your morals, your friends, your world. I'm burning it all down and dancing on the ashes. Meanwhile, the fight between Starline and Eggman continues as Starline fires upon a defending Eggman as Starline states, I'm doing this for you! While Eggman says, all you're doing is wasting my time, wrecking my stuff, and ticking me off. As he slices off Starline's mech's arm and manages to run Starline's mech through. Meanwhile, Starline states, bravo, sir. I'm thrilled you're still the superior mech pilot, but you chose the wrong machine to face me. Oh, I get it. Starline surges with the power of each of the cores, stating, behold, the exact power used to defeat that very model in the past. Brace yourself for my tri-core blast, as he unleashes essentially a team blast against Eggman's mech. That is wild to see. And as Eggman's mech falls, Starline lands, obviously completely exhausted from what he just did, saying, that is what happens when you don't plan for contingencies. Oh, damn. Eggman just sinisterly rises from the wreckage, saying, no, Doctor. You played yourself. I specifically chose the Egg Emperor once I realized it was you who raided my power core reserve. And as he approaches Starline, he says, I knew your obsession with my past exploits would give you logical tunnel vision. I knew you'd use their power, however you've utilized it, to its fullest extent, and thus I knew you'd deplete that power just to make your point. Starline looks at his tricore, seeing it's completely drained, saying, oh no. Well played, sir. I'm so glad you're seeing things my way. Starline tries to use his last trick, the hypnotic function of his glove against Eggman, but Eggman is wearing his goggles, with Starline only just being able to say, why aren't you? Eggman, looming over Starline now, says, you told me all about your inventions, remember? You were so very, very proud of that glove in particular. Did you honestly think I'd let you stay by my side with that kind of power on hand, without taking some precautions? Starline is bewildered. You actually listened to me? But you never said, acknowledged. No, this isn't fair. You've never shown this much foresight. Eggman stomps towards Starline, saying, I've made my mistake. One of them was tolerating you for this long. Starline sneers, I refuse to lose, not when I'm this close. Starline tries to attack Eggman with his poison spur, but Eggman dodges, grabs Starline by the leg, swings him up and slams him down. Eggman then removes Starline's glove and says, "Little man, what makes you think you have any choice in the matter?" You know, I almost feel bad for Starline. Just a little bit. That was pretty intense. A voice calls out to Eggman, "Father?" Eggman looks back to see both Bell and Metal Sonic. Bell states, "I found your letter, the one you wrote as Mr. Tinkerer before Starline ruined our lives." Eggman simply states, "He does make a mess of things, doesn't he? Putting me back into the correct frame of mind wasn't one of his mistakes, though." Bell says, "I know that's how you feel. I can't change that, so I've come to say goodbye. My father is gone. I have to move on." Eggman states, exasperated, "Father this, father that. Why are you both so blasted clingy?" It's actually a bit of a funny kind of realization. He's just like, these people so clingy. He leaps up towards Bell and questions, "So, if you're not with me, then you're against me. Planning on dueling Metal Sonic tonight?" Bell states, "No, sir. I'll fix them. In fact, just like how I'm going to help all the robots you abandoned." Some debris falls, just narrowly missing Eggman and Bell and Metal Sonic. Eggman doesn't pay it no mind, questioning Bell. "How did you manage to bypass the control signal?" Bell states, I used myself to secure as a secure router." Eggman gives a wicked smile. "So, you're interfacing with his coding directly?" She says, "Yes." Eggman responds, "Oh, splendid. Tell you what, you've done such a good job, I'll give you a choice. You can either join me as a mechanic, or you can go back to Sonic and his bothersome buddies." I feel like there's more to that. Bell turns away from Eggman's offer, stating, "I said this was goodbye. Of course I'm going back to my friends." Eggman walks off, waving off Bell, saying, "Very well. Be seeing you, Bell." Eggman's gone, but the debris keeps falling. Bell sees Starline and calls out to him, "Hey, move it! The street is caving in!" But Starline, he's utterly in bewilderment, stating, "I planned everything out, down to the smallest detail. I had every advantage, accounted for every contingency, and I still lost. I did everything right. He destroyed all that effort in a minute. I'm a failure. Another disgraceful failure." And Bell can only look on in horror as rubble continues to fall down, seemingly upon Starline. I gotta admit, if that's the end of Starline, dang, that's a hell of a way to go. Meanwhile, Tails looks on as he sees the city crumbling, stating, "What in the world?" Only to be blindsided by one of Kit's attacks. Tails continues to evade Kit as best he can, as Kit says, "You can't evade me forever. Eventually you'll have to give in." Tails shakes the water off of his body, stating, "Maybe, but you have to run out of water eventually, and given the size of your reservoir, I'd say that's right about now." So there is a limit to Kit's power. All the water around him stops functioning to his command. Kit looks desperate and afraid. He tries to make a puddle of water work as he commands, saying, No. She'll be so mad. No. Tails then jumps on Kit's back, I guess trying to hack at his hydro pack, saying, "Now to turn your pack off before you can refill it." Kit cries out desperately, No. "Surge, help!" As Tails manages to switch off Kit's pack, Kit was completely limp. Tails says, "There, now you... hello? Oh man, I hope I didn't shut off any vital functions." Meanwhile, as Surge and Sonic continue to clash, they continue to be fairly evenly matched, but Surge is getting frustrated, shouting, "Fall down already!" And Sonic mocks her, saying, "Sorry, I just don't quit." Surge then whips around into an electric whirlwind, shouting, "If you won't quit, then I'll end you." Sonic easily manages to parry her attack, saying, "You can try." But the parry and the whirlwind throws Surge off balance. She stumbles, losing her grip, while losing her footing, almost falling down a shaft, only managing to grab onto some rebarb to keep from falling to her imminent doom. Sonic, seeing the dangerous situation she's in, offers her a hand saying, "Whoa, sorry, 10-second truce so I can haul you out, okay?" But Surge looks on, angry. She zaps away Sonic's waiting hand, saying, "Huh, got the last hit," as more debris falls from the sky, right to where Surge was holding on. Sonic goes racing back, seeing the rebarb has been bent downward, and Surge nowhere to be seen. Sonic shouts, "Surge!" Sonic looks down the shaft, stating, "That's the real problem with giving people a choice. You can't stop them from making the wrong one." Sonic looks away, pained that he couldn't help her, even a little bit. He gives a bit of a sigh, and turns away, saying, "I need to find Tails and Bell. Who knows what else is going wrong today." Sonic goes racing out of the building, saying, "Tails, Bell?" Oh man, if something happened to him. But Tails comes flying in, holding on to Kit, stating, "I'm here. I'm okay. Just a bit damp." Sonic says, "Good to hear. Who's your friend?" Tails says, "He said his name was Kitsunami, and he was bent on stopping me from interfering with your fight with someone." Sonic looks away, saying, "Surge. She came at me, we tussled. Then she was lost to Eggman's Nightmare City." Tails is shocked. "That's terrible. Are you sure?" Sonic continues to look away, saying, "She was tough, but I don't see how anyone could survive that." Bell then rolls up, saying, "Oh good, you thought to meet back here. I'm glad you're both safe." She says, riding in on a warthog badnik. Tails questions Bell, "How did you keep that badnik from attacking you?" But Sonic has another question. "Hold on. First, where is Metal Sonic?" Bell says solemnly, "I got him up and running." Again, he went back to Eggman and they left. As for the badnik, I don't know. I modified it not to attack you guys, but it was weirdly friendly to me. Tails states, "I'm pretty sure Dr. Starline is behind all this. He's who sent Kitsunami and Surge, at least." Sonic is frustrated. "Again with that guy? We'll kick his butt too." But Bell knows that, Starline doesn't seem like he's gonna be much of a problem anymore. She begins to tell him about that. But then an announcement from Eggman comes across the PA and Sonic just looks done. Eggman says, "Attention, Sonic and Tails. I'm afraid you've caught me in an awkward moment. My Eggpire city wasn't ready for visitors. And then the late Dr. Starline just had to make a mess of the place. Nevertheless, you are our guest in my home, and I must be a gracious host. So please, allow me and my ludicrously massive swarm of badniks to show you a proper welcome." Sonic, Tails, and Bell then find themselves completely surrounded by badniks. That was Sonic's 50th issue. Man. God. I don't actually know how to feel about all that. That was honestly a little depressing in a few ways. It never really felt like Eggman, Sonic, or Tails were in any real peril. And I don't know, let's go down the list a little bit. When it comes to Belle, her confrontation with Eggman, her decision to try to turn Badniks away from him, that was ultimately a good decision. But it kind of felt like Eggman had a bit of a plan for her. Like he realized he could use her to some degree. I'm just not sure how. But I feel like there's an opening for that to be preyed upon, unless I'm misinterpreting what he said when he realized that Bell had kind of interfaced with Metal Sonic. When it came to Eggman's fight against Starline, that was probably the most intense part of things, because it really looked like it could have gone either way with the two of them. And it's funny too because, Ian has always had a kind of thing about whenever Sonic and Eggman go up against each other, Sonic usually wins because Eggman gets kind of tunnel vision when it comes to the guy. But for Eggman versus just about anyone else, Eggman tends to just outthink them. Like, he's clever in his own right. It's just that when it comes to Sonic, he loses himself. Though I would be surprised if Starline was actually dead. Like, really? That's a bit of a shame. I really do hope that's not the case. It would be such a waste of a really fun character, all things considered, at least in my mind. I mean, Starline needs to just kind of go away for just a little bit, because he's been very overexposed. He's essentially gotten 2 miniseries at this point, but his machinations were pretty fun. and it gave a good chance to just see Eggman dominate against someone. Tails trying to talk down Kit was a good play on the character, showing a little bit of kindness, sweetness. Tails isn't just an all-out brawler in most situations, and especially against someone he really doesn't know, honestly. And for me, Sonic, completely in character, he really did try to talk the dude out of it. It's not like he didn't clash against them, but it feels like the same situation with Sonic versus most guys who come after him in a more rivalry fashion. I mean, he's not like he tried to take out Knuckles. Every game he takes down Metal Sonic, he doesn't trash Metal Sonic. I mean, look at Sonic Heroes. He's fought against Shadow multiple times, but he never goes in with the intent to put him down. I mean, Jet in Sonic Riders is kind of a jerk, but Sonic is never malicious, and it's just like, forget this board, and just races on his feet. It's just like, no, he wants to beat Jet at his own game. When Silver was trying to come in and kill Sonic didn't really hold a grudge against that. He and Blaze ended up on real friendly terms, so yeah, Sonic just sees like, okay, I don't really know you. I know you're after me and trying to take me down. Kind of sucks. We'll fight a little bit, but still try to talk you out of it as best I can. And I just can't imagine that Surge is completely gone, though. I don't know, that feel like kind of a waste to a certain degree. I believe she has to pop up at some point. The question is where? Like, where does she appear next? Where does Starline appear next? And I guess that's the unfortunate part. It's just like, you don't really get a direction for their characters past this besides seemingly they died, which that's kind of a bummer. That's a bummer note to end things out on. You had some really cool characters here, and it's just like, no, these were great characters, and the idea of them being dead is kind of sad to me. But I don't buy in that they're dead. I believe they'll appear somewhere down the line. It's just going to take a little bit of time to happen. So tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. How did you feel about the way everything resolved? Where do you think Surge and Starline will appear next? Are you glad to just have Starline out of the picture for a little bit? Feel like he's been a bit overexposed, or do you think he needs to come back because he really adds something to the series? And how did you feel about the battle between the various different characters? Was Surge versus Sonic everything you thought it was going to be? Because honestly, she was decently matched with him, but they were really giving off the vibe that she just wasn't as good as he was, which was kind of a bummer because I was kind of hoping she put up a little bit more of a fight, honestly. But again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. That way you don't miss out on the next one. Or don't. I ain't your daddy, but I still love you like one. Until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.